Basket Full of Heads,
Yep.
issue 3. Joe Hill writing with Leo Max on the art.
Still killing it on art.
Yeah, art's still fantastic. This is following up. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but the girl's name is June, right? Is that right?
Judy. Yep,
Yeah,
June.
yeah, you go. Fantastic. It's always harder with these new characters that aren't superheroes to try and remember their names.
You have to
But
actually pay attention.
she's sitting with a decapitated head that's still talking to her, and I do kind of like how this criminal goes back and forth between completely vile and threatening all sorts of things. And when my friends get back, they're going to take turns on you and all these kind of vile things.
Yeah.
But then he'll flip to like seconds later saying, "But you're a good person. You wouldn't hurt me. Like you're a good person. Don't
You wouldn't, yeah.
don't drown
Well, I
me."
like the realization too that he's like, you should have just left me to drown. And he's like, wait, I don't have lungs to drown. What would have
Yeah.
happened? And you get to that him underwater being taken up by the tide with the crab on his face.
Yeah, he would just
Man.
be there forever, presumably, if he's not
Yeah.
dying now. And even she's like, that's too cruel. Even though you're a complete bastard, that's
Right.
actually super cruel.
And
Yeah.
so he drops on her that they came basically for her boyfriend, and that the girl that jumped from the bridge, to kill herself, had the backpack was also full of money.
Which
And,
mysteriously never made it to the evidence.
Never made it to the
and
evidence.
as he describes it, her boyfriend all of a sudden had a nice new, like,
Right.
shades and a watch and like I said,
Yep.
car, but like he was looking like he was like
He looked like Burt Reynolds.
kind of. He had that 70s. The shirt was open to show the chest, and he was leaning back in the car, and he was living life large.
Well, and then we find out too that this is probably more 80s because there's a reference to a song that was on the
We knew it was
radio.
80s.
Oh, we knew it was 80s.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think he just looked
Okay.
more 70s in that panel when he was on the car.
Well, because I thought he was going for like a timeless kind of, late 70s, 80s ish, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they specified 80s in the first issue, I'm sure, but
Did they? I gotta go back and read
I
it.
think so, yeah.
yeah, and
Okay.
obviously, Brody Island, like we're doing Jaws.
Well,
Like,
So,
we're doing, obviously, Jaws was 77, but like,
Yeah.
that's why it feels 70s maybe
75,
in
but that's
places.
fine.
The big thing here, though, is that she goes looking for help eventually. Storm's still happening, and she comes across someone she actually knows, someone she recognizes
Yep.
from the town.
Mr. Hamilton.
Yeah, Mr. Hamilton. And he is, I can in the truck, we'll try and go and get help or whatever. There's a tree in the road, so they try and move it, but he can't. And it's worth mentioning, at this point,
She hacks at it with her axe.
yes, but she's wearing a hoodie that he gave her because she's obviously cold and wet and whatever. And she puts on this hoodie that's in there, and she finds in the pocket these clippers, which
Gardening shears.
yes, they jive with the story of how her boyfriend's pinky got cut off.
Yes, which she was told by the head.
Yes,
She was told by the head, and that they're going to start with his, private member, and then, but they said no. They went with the
you
finger
can say
instead.
dick, Matt, but we don't have to censor it that badly.
I know, but still,
Yes.
Oh,
Well, you could have just quoted and used they referred to it as skinny little prick.
right. So, but they didn't, and so she reaches into this rain, like hoodie, rain poncho, and there's those shears, and
Um,
And they're covered in blood, and she realizes
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
this
and then we
guy,
also-
this guy Hamilton's in on it. He's
has
one of
something to do with it.
the group.
Which again, I think doubles down on this dude's. The head ain't. I don't think wasn't on the chain gang. I still think he was a cop because she starts talking to Hamilton, and it almost seems like the sheriff's really not on the up and up
Well,
because they start talking about the collection of Viking artifacts and how the wife kind of loots them from museums, and that if it was maybe not the sheriff's not on the up and up, but people on the island, that if he knew where the wife was getting them from, she'd be on the chain gang too.
To be fair, that was just his assumption. Like, I think she must have a side gig looting them
No,
because
I
they're
get that.
damn expensive.
But I'm also starting to get the vibe that nothing's quite on the up and up on
I
this
mean,
town.
that might be true. I don't know if we've got enough information to sort of like say that definitively yet. Because to me, it felt like no, his story about being on the chain gang was probably mostly true. And what this makes me think is that there's something fishy about how they escaped. Like, basically, this Hamilton guy, or maybe it was the sheriff, or well, maybe not the sheriff, but one of the cops, actually let them escape so that they could all, divvy up this money they could go and find or whatever.
Right, and And again, I don't feel like the boyfriend is that character, just from what we know from him from that first issue. You know, like she points out, if he had so much extra money, why was he crashing at the sheriff's? You know, like why was he doing all this other stuff if, you know,
Where'd the money go?
And as for why did he have a badge, I mean, I still think you could have maybe turned on whoever let him escape, turned on, you know.
Maybe, but I definitely feel nothing's on the up and up on this island, and you know.
So the issue ends with this Hamilton guy beating her with a chain.
Yeah,
and that's
she
where
does get a nice
off.
whack off to the side of his leg with the axe, which looks painful.
Yeah.
And but I like having the backstory on those axes too, because he recognizes it from the collection, and that we see that when it's activated or whatever, they look like branches.
It goes red.
Kinda, it goes red and stuff, and so I think that was fun. Like, I want this as a movie, man. I want Basketful of Heads the movie. So Joe Hill, get on it. Talk to your dad's people.
It may happen. I mean,
Netflix series too. That'd be cool. You know, what's Lock and
at this
Keys
point? I'm not sure there's going to be enough in it for a Netflix, like a whole TV series.
Yeah, I mean,
like, you know, we're
Tales of
nearly
the Viking Axe.
Sure, yeah, but right now we're nearly halfway through, you know, the book, and I can see this paced perfectly as as a movie.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want more good things in the world.
I get that. I just wouldn't want to see it stretched out and ruined.
Yeah, no, I get that too. Or compressed and rushed through.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So, but no, this is fantastic. So far I've yet to be let down by Hill House.
Yeah, there's not been a bad issue, has there?
No.
But this is yet another great issue of Basketful Heads.
And
what a surprise!
Well, yeah, and Leo Max, the artist, it's so grimy, but in a good way.
Yeah, it really suits the story.
Right, like you feel you feel the sogginess of all the rain through the art and the colors and whatnot, and just that dude looks dirty. Like, he looks like the guy, you know, Last Action Hero, the guy that throws the axes and stuff.
The guy in the raincoat?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember his name, but I get vibes of that actor. You know, just like he's dirty, and it's that guy.
It's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this issue was solid again. These are also reading pretty quickly, very atmospheric, which is kind of what I want from horror. I want atmosphere more than anything else.
Yeah.
And it's building a bit of a mystery as to what's actually going on. And this is the thing, since the end of the first issue, June's been so separated from everyone else, and we've just been sticking with her, that we have no idea what's happened to the sheriff or her boyfriend. We're hearing these snippets, and you know, we don't know what to really believe or trust. It's really giving it a nice mystery vibe that's, you know, we're theorizing a bit, but like, you know, so I think this is either 6 or 7 issues, so
7 now.
Yeah, so we'll see. But that was issue 3. What are you giving it, Matt?
Yeah. Oh, I'm giving this a 9.
Connor?
I'm gonna go slightly below with an 8.5.
I'll agree with 8.5. I think. Go with 8.5.